In this new example, we're gonna talk about the possibilities for using the AI to help you create any custom functionalities. So again, we already talked about how you're gonna get the field IDs, the element IDs, collection names, and all of that. So now let's say you wanna create an example would be this. We're gonna create something super custom right now. So let's say you have a collection, and within that collection you have a gallery field. Okay, so let's actually start doing this so you can see what I'm talking about. So whenever you have an image, right, and you want to directly connect it to a data set, most likely it won't let you. If it's a gallery, you can only connect it to a field ID that it's image. So let's go here on projects, so that way you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So I can only connect a picture to these single images. But what happens if, let's say, you don't want to have too many fields, or you already have a gallery, right? So this is the example that I'm going to show you. So we're going to add a few images here, and this is just going to be so random. Okay, so just going to do that. Save. So now let's say from your media gallery, you only want to take this picture to show as a thumbnail rather than you having to create a thumbnail field. So let's say this is how you come up with different options that you can use the AI to help you accomplish these tasks. So let me add this other two, and then we'll go see what we're gonna do. So let's do that one. Save, and then last we're gonna do this one, and there. Okay, I'm just gonna delete this too, so that way we don't have too much things. So okay, so I have my image right here, and let's say I want to add a repeater, right? So we'll add a repeater right now, but I want to have a thumbnail for this image, but I don't want to use a field from my collection. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the AI to tell it what we need to do, and it's probably gonna give us errors and stuff. Again, this is the whole point of this course, is that you're gonna see exactly as if you're not experienced. Now, if you're already an experienced person, most likely you're gonna be able to go a little faster, but you're still gonna be able to use the same concepts. So let's add a repeater right here. Let's go to the layouts, repeaters, and right there. Okay, so I have my repeater right there, and I have my image right here. So I wanna use a single image pull out from my field ID gallery. Okay, so we're gonna get it from this one right here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna open our ChatGPT in this example. So you can see here. And let's go. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tell the GPT what I'm trying to do. And this is going to be very simple. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to add an ID for this image. So I'm going to do image repeater in repeater. And then I just got to grab the repeater ID. And this concept can be also be done on Classic Editor. Anyways, now you have the what's it called? The GPT, so you should be able to literally do anything you want. Repeater, and then that's it. Okay, so we're gonna go here. You're gonna be like, I have a repeater ID. But again, because we're using not your own AI agent, then you do have to specify create a Velo by weeks code, and then we'll go from there. Now, if you're using your AI agent specifically for weeks, then you don't have to type that. Let's go here. Okay, I want to display a single image from my collection, but it's a gallery type of field. In my page, I have a repeater ID. And one thing that I want to mention also, you don't have to do it exactly the way I'm doing it, but as long as you're very clear on what exactly the elements and the field IDs and all of that, you add it, you're gonna get the thing that you need. So first I'm gonna get the repeater ID, and it's just repeater. So I'm gonna copy that. I'm gonna paste it here, put a comma. So I want to display a single image from my collection, but it's a gallery type of field. In my page, I have a repeater ID, repeater. Inside the repeater, you gotta be very specific. Inside the repeater, I have an image ID, and then the ID is image in repeater. And my collection name is, then we gotta tell us specifically what's our collection name, which is projects, and then it's projects 1. Okay, paste it right there, and then we're gonna open it, and we're gonna tell it here I have the field ID. And that's why it was important that you watch the 2 videos prior, so you know how to get these name IDs. So if you're skipping, that's where you're gonna be all confused. It's important that you watch at least how to get the IDs and names, so that way you're not struggling on this part. The field ID is this, and I have to specify keep note that this is a field type media gallery, so it has multiple images, but I only need it to display one image from the item. Okay, so we have pretty much all the stuff that we need, and then all we have to do now is just click enter. And here is also very important that even though it's going to give you the code, if you're already an expert, you can just go and start like copying the code and stuff. But when you're new, you kind of want to pay attention a little bit about what it's saying, right? Here's the code to display a single image from media gallery field your collection projects 1 on a week's page with a repeater. It assumes you want to display the first image from the media gallery in each item. So it's already telling you what it is. It explains to you also this. And the cool thing about doing and reading this part is that you start understanding what it's doing. So that way you start getting very comfortable with what it's doing. Even though you're technically not creating your own code as in like writing it, you start understanding how to read it, and it's gonna make everything much easier. So we're just gonna copy everything here. We're gonna go into our page, delete any code that's already there, and we're just gonna paste this. First thing is there's no errors. If it was giving you an error, the thing you're gonna do is you're gonna hover in the part where the error is, and you're just gonna copy that whole error and paste it here. Like the last example, we have more errors because it was a little bit more complex. But at least right now we're gonna see first if it works, and if it does, then perfect. But if it doesn't, we're gonna troubleshoot it. First, I'll preview it on the what do you call it, on the test mode. But if it's not showing you, most likely many things only work on the live version of the site. So I'm just gonna publish this, and then we're gonna see what errors we're getting there. So I'm gonna show you how to find the errors when you're on the live site. Okay, let's go here. I'm gonna click edit, and we're gonna go to the page here, SEO. We're gonna open the page, and let's go here. So as you can see here, it's not doing anything. So I'm gonna click inspect, and I'm gonna click console. So it's right click, inspect, and then console. And as you can see here, nothing is happening. So it's just running the code for the page, but nothing happens, right? So what could be the reason? One of the first things I would normally do is, again, if you're new to this, you don't understand any of the code, at least you need to know the basic stuff, right? Like, first, make sure that you do have the right IDs, and normally you know that it's an element anytime it has the symbol before the item. That's how you know it is an element. So since it's not working, I'm gonna tell it didn't do anything, and then click enter and see. Okay, so, I just need to move this. Okay, so didn't do anything. Okay, close that. I don't know why that opened. So it says, let's define the code, ensure that it's working. Here's the refined version of the code. And then it tells you the repeater should be connected to a data set. See, this is something that we didn't even do earlier. So here is giving us a data set 1. So, and then it's giving us an extra code. So something like this would happen, because again, this is in theory something that will happen. You can answer like, okay, I am confused. What's the full updated code, and do you also want me to connect the data set? So that's pretty much what you're saying here, is that you're confused. Give me the full updated code, is because it's giving you all this stuff, but it's not telling you how to add it or where to use it, right? So that's why it's important that you mention of that. So first it's gonna tell you here's the full updated code and instructions ensuring everything works smoothly. Yes, the dataset connection is necessary for this code to work. Okay, so I'm gonna find my repeater, and I'm gonna connect it, and I'm gonna add a dataset, and I'm gonna select projects 1, leave it just as projects. Actually, let's just name it dataset 1, because that's what it was giving us here. So it tells you media gallery, repeater. It's telling you here that you need to name it dataset 1. So I'm gonna create, okay? And then it gives me again, it says, what if you don't want to connect it to a dataset, right? So then it gives me a new code, but it gave me this updated code. So I can also copy this code and then ask what the debugging tips is for. Do I need to add it to the full code? So you can be very specific about that. As you can see here, we're just gonna copy and paste this. and we're just gonna troubleshoot it now. So first we're just gonna preview on the website, and so far there it is. It works. See? So if we click publish, now we can go see it on the live site. But let me show you something here. Right here, it tells you the code is running. If it would have an error here, you can also tell it. I got an error on the developer console, and then you just copy the error. In this case, we're gonna go here and refresh this. And then same thing. As you can see here, it tells you what's happening. It's running the code and it's working correctly. So you can see it's showing us the first image of the gallery. And that's something that it's a custom functionality. You don't have to think about like, oh, is this possible? It's not possible. How can I get it done? So you could literally, as long as you understand the IDs, the field names, you can literally do the AI do everything for you. But if you still get stuck or something, I'm gonna be there to help you and give you any guidance and help you troubleshoot if that's necessary. But this, you're just gonna get better and better at doing this. Lastly, as I promised, the bonus is you can learn to use this tool, and then you can just literally start creating this type of functionality and start selling these codes. So this is a way that you can either, if you're an agency, you can sell these functionalities that are ready to go, and you can just kind of sell this piece of template, and this is how you can make money. Or if you're just using it for your business, then you're gonna be able to complete a lot of tasks without depending on people. And again, don't get frustrated. Just make sure you read. This is very important because sometimes here tells you everything, right? It gives you like exactly what you need to do. And as you can see in this other example, if we didn't want to use a data set, for example, you didn't know you had a data set, then it tells you like, hey, you can also use this code. So that's pretty much for this training. Hopefully this course was very valuable to you, and now you literally can create any custom things. And the next part we're gonna go over is just how to use also ChatGPT to help you create a basic wireframe for you to get inspiration to design your new app or website or anything that you need to do.